Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. You know, if you've ever wondered exactly how complex systems talk to each other just to keep our operations running smoothly day in and day out, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're mapping out the Agresso data journey. We're going to look specifically at how we automate award and inventory management. Basically, we're decoding that intricate, behind-the-scenes data dance that translates raw operational actions into fully compliant financial records. Okay, let's dive into this and make sense of how these systems work together to do all the heavy lifting for us.
So here's our roadmap for today. We've got 4 distinct chronological phases. 1. The overnight data drop. 2. Equipping inventory management. 3. Pulling transactions back. And 4. Achieving SORP compliance. I promise you a really clear, painless tour of this whole new system workflow from start to finish.
Right, before we get completely lost in acronym soup, which, let's be honest, is incredibly easy to do with enterprise software, we need to ground ourselves with one really essential definition. You're going to hear me mention TIM quite a bit today. TIM stands for Total Inventory Management. It's the vital partner system that Agresso interacts with throughout this entire process. Basically, think of Agresso as the financial brain and TIM as the operational hands that actually deal with the physical inventory.
To really anchor our entire narrative journey today, we're going to follow these exact 4 step-by-step system events that make up the complete lifecycle of our operational data. We start with step 1.1, the overnight import. Then we move right along to step 2.1, the outbound data flow to TIM. Next up is step 2.3, which is the inbound flow back from TIM. And finally, we culminate with step 2.4, generating those crucial compliance entries.
All right, phase 1, the overnight data drop, where Agresso meets AMS. Honestly, I kind of love this part, because Agresso basically works the night shift so our human team doesn't have to.
While we're all logged off and fast asleep, the systems are wide awake and chatting. During this overnight interface, Agresso pulls some very specific, vital award-related details directly from the AMS interface. It pulls the SOF, or source of funds, the DRC, our designated reporting center, and the budget. These are the financial lifeblood of our projects. By pulling these automatically overnight, it guarantees that when our finance and ops teams grab their coffee and log in the next morning, they're looking at the absolute most up-to-date foundation of award data with 0 manual entry required.
Moving into step 2.1, equipping inventory management, pushing data to TIM. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is Agresso's completely active role as the engine pushing this data forward.
Agresso essentially passes the baton by sending a massive payload of foundational data so total inventory management can actually function. I mean, imagine trying to manage a massive warehouse without knowing what projects you're funding. It'd be a nightmare, right? So Agresso solves this. It pushes all the necessary award and operational details straight into TIM. It's effectively giving the inventory system the exact map and vocabulary it needs to process physical goods accurately. So what happens after TIM actually gets all this data? It's got the project codes, the warehouse locations, the catalog. What now? Well, the operational teams start doing their jobs. They receive goods, move stock, make adjustments. But how does Agresso, our financial brain, actually find out about all this real-world physical activity?
That brings us to phase 3, pulling transactions back, the return journey. Let's move to and see how this builds, because now we get to see Agresso reaching back into TIM to grab all that completed work.
And this brilliantly illustrates the beautiful symmetry of this data journey. On the left side, you've got step 2.1. This is the outbound foundational setup codes going out, stuff like source of funds, DEAs, cost centers. That's Agresso setting the stage. But then on the right side, in step 2.3, we see what Agresso pulls back inbound. It grabs concrete, completed stock transactions. It's pulling the GRNs, stock releases, adjustments, and the results of stock takes. It's a literal exchange of setup codes for concrete operational results, a perfect closed loop.
And that leads us to the final resolution in step 2.4, achieving SORP compliance. The final payoff. This is exactly why this matters so much to our daily compliance and operations.
So the crucial point is this cause and effect relationship right here. We aren't just moving data back and forth for the fun of it. We're doing it to translate those raw, completed stock transactions on the left, the physical realities of boxes moving around a warehouse, into the strictly regulated SORP 2015 compliant accounting entries on the right. The automated workflow we've been tracking seamlessly connects the two. Agresso takes those raw transactions and literally translates them into compliant accounting entries. It's the ultimate payoff for that intricate data dance we just mapped out.
By fully automating this translation step, we completely eliminate the risk of human error. No more tedious hours spent mapping warehouse receipts to financial ledgers. The system handles the whole shebang, so our finance teams can focus on actual analysis instead of mind-numbing data entry.
With Agresso operating behind the scenes, pulling from AMS, equipping TIM, retrieving stock transactions, and automating SORP 2015 compliance 24/7, how will this seamless data journey transform your daily operations? Seriously, when you no longer have to manually bridge that gap between inventory and accounting, what kinds of new efficiencies is your team going to achieve? That's what I want to leave you with today. Thank you so much for tuning into this explainer, and I really hope this deep dive leaves you eager to leverage this incredible automated power in your own workflows.